Hello, people. I hope you're all doing well and your preparation is going on right track. Welcome to our free anthropology lecture series. Let me explain about this lecture series. This lecture series is going to be for free, and I'm going to teach you everything right from scratch in a very detailed and crystal clear way. And trust me, there will not be any compromise in the quality of the content delivered. I have given UPSC mains in the past with anthropology as my optional subject. As someone who has been through the rigorous of UPSC preparation and have an experience of appearing for mains multiple times, I have understood the complexities and challenges that comes with choosing anthropology optional as my optional subject. Through this channel, I aim to provide comprehensive and free lectures on anthropology covering every topic as per the UPSC syllabus. My goal is to simplify complex topics, provide clarity on key topics, and offer practical insights from my learnings, including what works and what doesn't in the actual exam. As we all know, anthropology is a subject that covers a wide range of topics from human evolution and cultural practices to tribal issues, and it also has a significant overlap with GS papers. Through these lectures, we will delve deep into the syllabus, break down anthropological theories, and focus on how to write impactful answers that actually fetch good marks. Through this series, I also share the answer writing strategies, model answers, and the tips for effective preparation that I have learned from my own experience. These sessions are designed to help you gain confidence in the subject and excel in both mains and interview stages. I encourage you to actively participate by asking questions, sharing your thoughts, and providing feedback in the comment section, which will help make these sessions more interactive and beneficial for all the viewers and everyone. Thank you for joining me on the journey, and let's embark on the path of mastering anthropology together. This is lecture number 1, and here we shall discuss anthropology paper 1 syllabus in a very detailed way. Before going on to anthropology syllabus paper 1, we shall see what factors you will have to consider while choosing optional subject for UPSC exam. So let's see why choosing right optional is crucial for exams like UPSC. If you are preparing for UPSC, one of the biggest decisions that you will ever make is which optional to choose. Many aspirants fail not because they lack hard work, but because they choose wrong optional. In today's lecture, we will explain why choosing right optional is important, why anthropology is one of the best optionals, and this video is especially useful for beginners, first time aspirants, students confused between optionals. So let's start step by step. Why choosing right optional is crucial for UPSC is because choosing an optional is not a small decision. It can make or break your rank. Your optional decides your confidence, decides your scores, decides how comfortably you write your mains. So let's understand why optional matters so much. The importance of optional in mains is 500 marks. In UPSC mains, optional subject carries 500 marks. That is full 2 papers, and these 500 marks are more than any GS paper. Often the difference between selection and rejection. Many toppers say you might hear optional is the real rank decider. So choosing optional should not be neglected. And while considering your optional, choose a subject that actually interests you. If you choose a subject only because others scored well, or because coaching says so, you will lose interest in the midway. But if you choose a subject that you enjoy, then studying becomes easier, revision becomes faster, and you will stay consistent. Interest is fuel for long term preparation in the games like UPSC. And consider other factors like availability of resources while choosing your optional. As this question before, considering optional subjects, are good books available, are notes easily accessible, are previous year questions solvable, are solved questions available, is guidance available? If you find answers to these questions as yes, then go with it. Or else, if the resources are poor, you waste then you will waste time searching. You will feel confused. You get dependent too much on coaching. So choose an optional that has ample of resources. Then also consider the point that we optional should have high scoring potential. Let's be honest, some subjects are very unpredictable, need very subjective evaluation. A good optional should have clear concepts, have diagram based answers, give consistent marks. Scoring potential matters because UPSC is not about knowledge alone, it's about marks as well. And finally, you will have to test yourself first. Before finalizing an optional, read one or two chapters, write 2 to 3 tests, check if you are understanding the question. Never select an optional blindly. Now we shall understand now we have understood how to choose an optional. Let us come to the main question of the day. Why anthropology? So now we shall see why anthropology is the right choice for your UPSC optional. Anthropology is one of the most balanced optionals in UPSC. It is scientific, conceptual, scoring, and manageable. Let us see why anthropology stands out. It has high scoring potential. Anthropology answers are structured, use diagrams, use keywords, and are direct. Even average students can score 250 plus with proper preparation, and top scorers cross 300 marks because evaluation is objective and not vague. And the syllabus is short and it is easily manageable. Compared to other optionals, anthropology syllabus is short and can be completed in 4 to 5 months, and it is easy to revise multiple times. This is extremely useful for working aspirants or repeaters or first timers, and it has significant overlap with various subjects like biology, sociology, and history, which you will study for both prelims and mains. And the concepts in the anthropology are simple and easy to understand. Most anthropology concepts are logical, which are storytelling based, and can be understood even by beginners. You don't need to have heavy philosophy, complicated theories. If explained properly, anthropology is one of the simplest optionals. And anthropology also overlaps with GS and essay papers. Anthropology helps in GS paper 1. For example, in GS paper 1, you will study society and culture. Here in anthropology, also, you will study those topics. In GS paper 2, you will study tribes and vulnerable sections. In anthropology, also, you will study those concepts. This reduces overall study load and revision pressure. Next, the availability of resources and guidance in anthropology is ample. Anthropology has standard books, good coaching materials, solved PYQs, plenty of test series. You will never lost in the subjects. And finally, anthropology is ideal for beginners. If you are a beginner from non-arts background or confused about optionals, anthropology is safe and smart choice. Many engineers, doctors, science students have cracked UPSC exam with anthropology as of as an optional subject. This makes anthropology is short, scoring, and logical. It is beginner friendly. And trust me, anthropology can be strongest weapon in UPSC mains. Now, now we shall see anthropology syllabus in very detailed from chapter 1 to chapter 12. To begin with, chapter 1 has eight subchapters in it. We shall see one by one in a very detailed way. Chapter 1.1 is scope and development of anthropology. Here, it is the smallest and most interesting chapter. Here, you will study what is anthropology, that is the meaning of anthropology. We will study why anthropology has to be studied, that is the scope and relevance of anthropology. We will see various phases in which anthropology is developed, that is the development of anthropology. We will study about the unique features of anthropology like its holistic approach, comparative methods, and many others in this chapter. And next comes chapter 1.2, that is relationship of anthropology with other disciplines. Here we will study how anthropology is related to and how anthropology is different from other sciences like social sciences, life sciences, and humanities. We will study how anthropology is similar and different from social sciences like sociology, psychology, economics. How it is similar and different with biology, genetics, and zoology. How it is similar and different with humanities like history, literature, and philosophy. We will also discuss many things in this chapter. Now comes chapter 1.3, that is main branches of anthropology and the scope and their relevance. Here we will study about four main branches of anthropology, that is socio-cultural anthropology, biological anthropology, archaeological anthropology, and linguistic anthropology. As given by Franz Boas, who is a reputed anthropologist, these four fields were the main branches of anthropology. So we will study about them in the upcoming lectures in a very detailed way. Now comes chapter 1.4, that is human evolution and emergence of man. Here we will study biological factors that have led to the evolution of man from apes. We will study cultural factors that have helped man to evolve from ape over million of years. And biological factors includes genetics, adaptation, and natural selection. And cultural factors include tool usage, language, and social organization. We will study about theories of evolution like Darwinian theory, and post-Darwinian theories, and synthetic theories. We will study them in the detail in the upcoming lectures. We will also study about Doll's rule, Cope's rule, Gauss's rule, and mosaic evolution, which also deals with evolution of humans in the upcoming lectures. Next comes chapter 1.5, that is primitive characteristics and evolution of primates. First, let's understand what are primates. Primates are a group of mammals, especially primates are a group of animals, especially mammals, that includes monkeys, apes, and humans. They are known for being very smart and having hands or feet that can grab things. Primatology is the study of primates. We will discuss characteristics of primates, evolutionary trends, and primate taxonomy, that means classification of primates. We will study primitive adaptations, that is where primates live, for example arboreal and terrestrial, meaning forest and land adaptations respectively. We will study about behaviors of primates. We will study about tertiary and quaternary fossil primates. We will study about our ancestors. We will study about living major primates. We will compare anatomy of man and apes. We will study skeletal changes due to erect postures and its implications. In this chapter, remember we are studying anthropology, not primatology. So I will explain this chapter accordingly. Chapter 1.6 is phylogenetic status, characteristics, and geographical distribution of fossil fears. Here you will find some puzzling terminologies mentioned in the syllabus like Australopithecus, Homo erectus, Neanderthal man, Rhodesian man, Homo sapiens, Peking man, Java man, and many more. These are nothing but species of ancestors of human beings. We will study which mean don't worry people, we will break these complex terms fa- uh, where we will explore the fascinating journey of human evolution from our earliest ancestors in Africa to emergence of modern man across the globe. By the end of this lecture series, you will have a clear understanding of these key concepts that are vital for anthropology. We will study which fossil is found where. We will study characteristics, features, physical features, time span, cultural features, and many more, and evolutionary tree of human evolution. In this chapter itself we will study where is first man born. Then we will study out of Africa theory and multi-regional evolutionary hypothesis. Chapter 1.7 is biological basis of life. It is a biology concept. Here math background students may find it little difficult, but don't worry, we are going to explain the topic in a more simplified way. Here we will study about the cell, the DNA structure, the protein synthesis, and chromosomes. And genes and genetic parts can be neglected because we are studying anthropology and not biology. So we shall study these chapters accordingly. Chapter 1.8 is principles of prehistoric archaeology. This chapter has actually overlap with chapter 1 of paper 2. So we will study here chronology. Chronology is all about order in which things has happened, like a timeline of events. It helps us understand what happened first, next, and last. We will study about dating methods. We shall see different dating methods, and dating method means ways that scientists use to figure out how old a object is, like fossils, rocks, or ancient objects. It tells us find how long an a some a- how long something has happened. Dating methods are primarily classified into two. They are relative dating. They includes stratigraphy, sequence dating, paleontology, and many more. Second type of dating is absolute dating. Here we will find the age of a particular object in absolute numbers. For example, here you will study carbon dating, potassium argon dating, dendrochronology, and many others. Don't get puzzled by looking at these unfamiliar words. Once the whole syllabus gets finished, you will become a master at it. Moving further, in this chapter itself, you will study about cultural evolution, prehistoric cultures like Paleolithic cultures, Mesolithic culture, Neolithic culture, Chalcolithic culture, Copper, Bronze Age, Iron Age, and you will study time span, different tools used in past, different developments, and many more. And this chapter has overlap with history in GS1. So this is most interesting chapter. Now we are done with seeing the syllabus of chapter 1. Now we shall see the syllabus of chapter 2. Chapter 2 has 5 subchapters under it, and the first chapter, that is chapter 2.1, is the nature of culture. Here we will define culture and discuss cultural patterns. We will understand if culture is unique to human beings. We will understand if any animal has culture. We will compare culture with civilization. We will understand cultural relativism and ethnocentrism. Cultural relativism means understanding culture from the lens of others' culture, and cultural ethnocentrism here means considering yourself and as superior and judging other cultures. So we will delve deep into these concepts in the upcoming lectures. We will study about civilization and we will compare civilization with culture and many more. Next chapter is chapter 2.2, that is the nature of society. Here we will study concept of society. I will present a comparison between society and culture, and we will define social institutions. Social institutions are like the big systems in our society that helps us like live and work together smoothly, like family, government, religion, economy, education. We will define social groups, understand social stratification like class, caste, etc., and how society is divided into different layers of or levels. We will understand concept of social status and its role in detail. Now comes chapter 2.3, that is marriage. Here we will understand the definition of marriage, we will understand the universality of marriage, and we will understand the laws that governs marriage regulations. We will understand type of marriage like monogamy, polygamy, hypogamy, hypergamy, and many more. We will understand functions of marriage. We will understand marriage regulations and marriage payments like dowry and gift giving and etc. This chapter will be most interesting one. And chapter 2.4 is family. Here we will define family and understand its universality. We will understand family, household, and domestic groups. We will study the functions of family and types of family. We will also study the impact of industrialization, feminist movements on family in this chapter. Chapter 2.5 is kinship. Kinship means relationship between people based on blood or marriage. We will study about consanguinity and affinity. Consanguinity means being related to someone by blood. It's about your family connections like parents and children and siblings. Affinity, on the other side, means being related to someone by marriage or other special connections, not by blood. For example, like marriage or special connections like in laws or step family members. We'll study principles of descent. Here, descent is a way to understand where we have come from, how we have connected to our family members over time. It's like looking at a family tree to see whom your ancestors are and how you are related to them. And we will study forms of descent groups. We will understand kinship terminology. Kinship terminology is a way to describe the different family relationships and their role we have. It helps us understand how people in a family are connected to each other. We will understand descent, filiation, and complementary filiation, and many more in the original lecture. We will study. Next comes chapter 3. It is economic organization. This chapter on economic organization and anthropology is directly related to several key topics in General Studies Paper 3, that is GS3 Economy for UPSC, as both explores how economy functions at different scales, from local communities to global systems. In this chapter, we will study about meaning and scope and relevance of economic anthropology. We will study about basic tenets of economic anthropology. its we will study about its scope and its relevance, and we in here we will have a discussion between formalists and substantivists. While formalists argue that economy of any society can be studied by principles of economy only, including principles of maximization, that is, all humans aim to multiply resources. On the other hand, substantivist schools argue that understanding basis of economy of simple society is social. For example, tribes do not maximize, rather they optimize. So we shall study them neatly. We will study difference between primitive and modern economies. We will understand the nature of economic activities pursued in simple economies like hunting, gathering, fishing, pastoralism, hereditary, herding, cultivation, etc. Finally, we will understand globalization impact on tribal economy. And chapter 4 is political organization and social control. This chapter on political organization and social control in anthropology has several important connection with GS2, that is polity and governance of UPSC, as both deals with political structure, power dynamics, social control, governance systems. Here we will study about different political organizations like band, tribe, chiefdom, kingdom, and state, which are basically different form of political organization ranging from small egalitarian band to complex hierarchical states. We will study concepts of power, authority, and legitimacy. Power refers to the ability to influence other. Authority is the legitimate use of power, and legitimacy refers to the acceptance of power by those subject to it. We will study about social control, law, and justice in simple societies. Simple societies often rely on informal mechanisms of social control, such as gossips, to maintain order. Law and justice may be less formalized than in complex societies. In simple societies, we will understand them in detail in the fourth chapter lecture. Now comes chapter 5, that is religion. This chapter is going to be more interesting chapter as it deals with the concept of origin of God. Here we will study about evolutionary approaches to religion, that is, we will study theories of origin of religion and cultural evolution. We will study psychological perspectives of on religion like cognitive psychology, emotional needs, social identity, and moral framework. We will study functionalist approaches to religion. We will study social cohesion, conflict resolution, and social control. Finally, we will understand how the concept of God has come into picture. We will study about monotheism, polytheism, that is one god versus multiple gods. We will study about the sacred and profane. We will study about myths and rituals. And we will also discuss forms of religion in tribal and peasant societies like animism, animatism, fetishism, naturalism. Don't worry by looking at these words. The moment you listen my videos on this chapter become one of the simplest and the easiest chapters of anthropology. Chapter 6 is anthropological theories. We will study anthropological theories, and this chapter is longest and most important chapter. You can mark as many stars as you want. You can expect at least 2 to 4 questions alone from this chapter. Here we will study various anthropological theories. We will also study how different anthropologists have given definition and features of the theories. We will study theories like cultural evolutionism, historical particularism given by Franz Boas, or diffusionism given, and various schools of diffusionism like British school, German school, American school. We will study functionalism. We will study about its authors like Malinowski, and we will study structural functionalism, which is given by R.C. Brown. We will study structuralism, which is given by Levi Strauss and Edward Leach. We will study about cultural and personality school, and its pioneers like Ruth Benedict, Margaret Mead, Linton, Gardner, Corrado Boyce, and many more. And we will study about neo evolutionarism theory, which was given by anthropologists like Child, White, and Stewart, Science and Service. We'll study about cultural materialism, symbolic and interpretive theories, cognitive theories, postmodernism in anthropology in detail in the upcoming lectures. Chapter 7 is cultural language and communication. Here we will study nature and characteristics of language, various hypotheses that explain the origin of language. We will study about verbal and non-verbal communication, and we will study social context of language. Here we will study various hypotheses that explain origin of language. They includes divine creation hypothesis, natural evolution hypothesis, imitation hypothesis, necessity hypothesis, and many more. We will understand non-verbal communications, and finally we will understand social context of language use. Chapter 8 is research methods in anthropology. In the upcoming lectures of this chapter, we will study in detail on the fieldwork tradition in anthropology. We will distinguish between research terms like techniques, methods, and methodology, discuss the research tools and of observation and anthropological fieldwork, highlight its various types, and we will compare different methods like scheduler method and questionnaire methods in research. We will study effective use of case study and in anthropology. We will understand oral sources, secondary sources of information, and participatory methods. And we will study many more like data interpretation, analysis, and presentation of data. It is generalistic chapter, nonetheless it is the scoring chapter. The research methods in anthropology includes traditional fieldwork, data collection, data analysis, and research, which we will study in chapter 8. Now comes chapter 9. It is closely related to biology. It is fundamentally about understanding genetic principles, inheritance properties, and applications of genetic research and applying methods to solve real world problems. Chapter 9.1 is sub first chapter under ninth chapter. Chapter 9.1 is all about human genetics, methods and applications for studying genetic principles in man, family study. Here we will come to know about family study, methods for studying genetic principles in man. We will study pedigree analysis, that is study of patterns of inheritance from genetic generations after generations in a family. There are various types of pedigree analysis. We will discuss in detail in the chapter. We will study twin study, Foster study, codon study, cytogenic method, chromosomal and karyotype analysis. We will study about foster child behavior, that is hereditary child behavior. We will study cytogenic methods. Here study of chromosomes is called cytogenic with the help of suitable examples. We will describe karyotype analysis in anthropology in relation to genetics. Chapter 9.2 is Mendelian genetics in humans. Here we will discuss in detail about Mendelian laws of inheritance with its application to human population. We will study about single factor inheritance, multi-factor inheritance, and we will study about lethal and sublethal genes, and we will study about polygenic inheritance. We will study more details in chapter 9.2 lecture, and chapter 9.3 is population genetics, that is understanding genetic diversity. Here we will understand the genetic polymorphism and we will give details of its type with suitable examples. We will understand how genetic polymorphism is maintained in population. Genetic polymorphism is when there are multiple variations of gene or allele in a population. We will study clearly in this chapter. We will study Hardy-Weinberg law. Hardy-Weinberg law deals with a situation in which there is genetic equilibrium and no evolution. We will study about it in our detail in the upcoming lecture. We will learn about different types of mutations and implications of mutation in evolution in detail. We will study concepts of genetic drift and genetic load in population in this chapter. Chapter 9.4 is chromosomal aberration and aberrations in human beings. Chromosomes are thread-like structures that contain DNA and that are found in the nucleus of cells in human body. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Chromosomes carry genetic information from cell to cell. That helps determine physical traits such as hair color and eye color and other characteristics that are passed down from generation to generation. A chromosomal aberration, also known as chromosomal abnormality, is a change in number or structure of chromosomes. We will study in detail sex chromosome aberration. We will study how many numerical aberration in sex chromosomes leads to genetic disorder. Then we will understand the different types of chromosomal aberrations and their related syndromes like Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome, Patau syndrome, Edwards syndrome, Cray-Duchard syndrome, and many more, which are result in production of physically and mentally challenged offsprings or babies. Then we will study about human DNA fingerprinting, human DNA profiling. As you can see in the next slide, I'll include different syndromes and I have included different syndromes and reasons why they occur. We'll study them in detail in the upcoming lectures. Here see different types of syndromes, and these are how babies are born when they have these aberrations. Chapter 9.5 is race and racism. Here we will understand the concept of race. Race refers to group of human beings who are separated from another on the basis of physical characteristics like skin color, hair form, and combination of nose, lips, and face, etc. We will understand different bases like biological base for racial classification. We will differentiate between race and racism. We will understand racial traits and hereditary. Racial traits are combination of physical, behavioral, and psychological characteristics that are influenced by both genetics and environmental factors. We will study more in detail in the upcoming videos. We will understand race crossing in man. Race crossing is interbreeding between two human races. Chapter 9.6 is age, sex and population variation as genetic markers. Here we will understand what are genetic markers and their different types. Genetic markers is gene or DNA sequence which is known with a known location or chromosome that can be used to identify an individual or species. We will understand organ transplantation. We will understand hemoglobin levels, body fat, and many more in this chapter. Chapter 9.7 is ecological anthropology, biocultural adaptations. Biocultural adaptations. We will understand what is ecological anthropology. Ecological anthropology is the study of influence of environment on human society and culture. We will understand the terms adaptation, adaptability, acclimatization with examples. We will understand major human adaptations to heat, cold, human response, and environmental stress at high altitude climate variations, various nutritional adaptations, and many more, and man's response to extreme climate events. In this chapter 9.8 is epidemiological anthropology, that is, we study about health and disease. Epidemiology is the study of distribution and determination of diseases and injuries in human population. Epidemiological anthropology explains factors involved in disease occurrence. We will understand what are infectious diseases, non-infectious diseases, nutritional deficiency diseases, and how they are spread, and many more in the upcoming lectures of this chapter. Now, chapter 10 is human growth and developmental stages and factors. We'll study various developmental stages like prenatal stage, natal stage, infancy, childhood, adolescence, maturity, senescence. This is the chronology in which a human grows. We'll study about factors influencing growth and development. These factors can be categorized as genetic factors, environmental factors, biochemical factors, and cultural factors. We'll study about them in the upcoming lectures. We'll study about aging and senescing and theories that explains them. We will study about chronological and longevity, biological longevity, genetic theories of aging, and cultural theories of aging. These are the theories that explain aging and senescence. We will study them in the clear way. Now comes chapter 11. Chapter 11 is relevance of bio events to fertility. Here we will study about relevance of menarche, menopause, and other bio events to fertility and fertility patterns and difference. Menarche is the first menstrual period in girls. Menopause is when menstruation stops in females. We will understand menarche and menopause relevance to fertility. Chapter 11.2 is demographic theories in anthropology. We will study about demographic theories, and demography is the study of population. Different scholars has given different theories to explain the changes in the size of population. We will study them more in this chapter. These theories can be classified as biological theories, social theories, cultural theories. We will study them clearly. Chapter 11.3 is biological and cultural factors influencing fertility, fecundity, natality, and mortality. These factors can be classified as age factors, health status, genetics, hormonal balance. Fertility refers to capacity of a man or a woman or couple to participate in reproduction, that is maximizing physical potential reproductive out of an individual over its lifetime. That means fecundity. Fecundity means capacity. On the other side, fertility is defined as reproductive performance of an individual. We will understand difference between biocultural factors, sociocultural factors, ecological factors influencing fertility and fecundity. We will also understand various biological and sociocultural factors affecting mortality or death. Now comes the last chapter, that is chapter number 12, that is application of anthropology. In this chapter, we will study the role of anthropology in selection and monitoring of sports persons, like that is sports anthropology or kinanthropometry. We will understand the application of anthropology in designing defense equipments. We will understand forensic anthropology in the field of personal identification, and we can study how personal identification helps in crime investigation. And we will study about forensic anthropology and medical knowledge, how it can be applied to help law enforcing agencies to solve criminal cases. We will study detail in this chapter. Finally, we will conclude paper 1 by understanding applied human genetics. We will understand paternity diagnostics, that is who who is biological parent of a child. We will understand genetic counseling. We will understand DNA technology and medicine, and many more in this chapter. We will study about nutritional anthropology, forensic anthropology, and applied human genetics, and many more in this chapter. That's it. We have 12 chapters in total, and we will study one chapter at a time in the upcoming lecture series. And now we shall see preparation strategies. To ace this exam, we all need to go through understanding of syllabus. First, you will have to understand syllabus thoroughly. Next, you will have to develop a habit of textbook reading and note making from it. You will have to have a practice of answer writing. You will have to follow current affairs and issues that are going in this field, and you will have to must and necessarily write mock test and get constant feedback, which will actually help in improving your performance. And coming to study materials and resources, choosing the right study material is essential for effective preparation. So you can study textbooks, journals, online resources. For textbooks, you can follow An Introduction to Social Anthropology by Ember and Ember. This is the most important. I mean, this book alone is sufficient, but if you want to go with other books, you can also refer Indian Anthropology by Majumdar. You can also find journals like Man in India, The Eastern Anthropologist, and many more. You can also follow online resources like websites of Anthropological Survey of India, National Museum in India, and academic institutions in India, and Institute of Advanced Sciences. That's it for the day. Thank you. If you have found my videos helpful, consider subscribing. Write your feedback in the comment section. Let's meet in the next video. Take care and bye.